Hello everybody, welcome back to my next video. This video is different from my last one. My last one, channel trailer, that's what I wanted it to be, but it sort of just rambled on forever. It was unscripted. This one, I have got a page on, not a whole page, but yeah, I've written a little bit on what I want to say, so this isn't just going to be me rambling on forever. But this is actually the first video on the video series that I'm doing, which I had no idea what to call it at first. I was thinking for a long time, what do I call it? But I decided that a good name would be Rookie Racer Journey to Le Mans. And the reason I came up with that is because I haven't got any racing experience, for one. And secondly, the other thing is that my end journey is going to Le Mans, getting into the WEC, racing in that. That's my end goal, that's what I want. So basically, it's the reason I chose it is because it's documenting, you know, the start of my journey to the end of my journey. That's why I chose it. But yeah, so what I want to talk about in this video is what I've done. So the reason I made it 2 weeks, I was quite bored waiting for the 2 weeks. I wanted to make a video after the first week, but when I looked at what I could talk about, I saw that there was almost nothing I could talk about. So I understand now why I decided to do 2 weeks, because yes, it'll take a really long time. 2 weeks isn't a short amount of time, and so it was bad seeing the fact that, yeah, I really wanted to record another video, but I had nothing to talk about, so I just had to wait until I did something. But yeah, so I've now actually got something to talk about after 2 weeks. What I've done on my go-kart, which I will have photos of. I mean, it's in my channel photo, like the profile picture of my entire YouTube channel is my go-kart. So, but I will have like a full picture. I'll do a video on like what's wrong with it, stuff like that, just so you can see what I've done so far, what I still need to do, all of that. But yeah, so what I want to tell you guys about in this video, this is the first ever video of the video series. What I want to tell you guys about this video is what I've done so far. So before actually starting this channel, I actually bought the go-kart in March, yeah. I was thinking March or April. I'm pretty sure it was March. I bought it. Cheap as hell. It wasn't in good condition, so I got it for very cheap money. But that was in March, 22nd or 23rd, I think. And the first thing that we did immediately is we took it to the local kart shop, and we had a look at it, and we saw that with the professional mechanic that was there, and we saw that there was so much wrong with it. It was going to cost more than what the go-kart was actually worth. But we decided in the end to stick with it anyway, because I would learn more from patching up an old go-kart than just buying a new one and going out and racing. Because what do you learn with that? You learn how to mount the parts, but what about actually fixing them? You know, you got to after every 3 or 4 races, you got to basically rebuild your engine. So not knowing how to do that is not good. You really should know how to do that. Which is why we bought the one that is not in very good condition, so that way I could learn how to do that. Even better that it was one that was raced on dirt, because that means that I'm actually able to, I have a lot that I need to, like a lot that I need to do to fix it. But I'm not up to repairing the engine yet. I've outlined 3 things that I need to do in order to have this go-kart be finished entirely. One is replacing the brake disc, which I have now done, and that was the thing I was going to tell you about. I've replaced the brake disc and put the axle back in. I've replaced the brake disc. The second thing is to mend the engine, which is many things. It's not just one thing, it's a lot of things. And the last thing that I need to do is I need to mend the twist in the chassis. The left side is 7 millimeters higher than the right hand side. I think that was how the camber was adjusted, because me and the mechanic, we looked at it and we adjusted the camber to support the twist in the chassis, and then as soon as we get the twist back to normal, so that way the chassis is completely flat, as it should be, then we can readjust the camber to make it all normal again, and everything will be just fine. But that's what we need to do so far. It's currently June. It's the 26th of June, so halfway through the year. I really would like to have done a bit more than I have, but I just haven't been. There was a point where I wasn't particularly productive, and looking back at that, I'm not very happy with myself about that, but I'll make up for that by being even more productive now, and now that I've got a YouTube channel and I've actually got some accountability, because I said I'm going to be uploading every 2 weeks. And by the way, the other thing I want to say, since I uploaded my channel trailer, I've got 19 subscribers, and I really appreciate that, genuinely. That's the way I see that. That's 19 people who believe in me, who want to see more of what I do, or people who are invested in my journey and they want to see me go from the bottom of the racing ladder. No one knows who I am. I haven't even got any racing experience apart from hire karts, but that's not really racing experience. I've also done stuff on simulators, and so I've got simulator practice. I have Project Cars 2 and Assetto Corsa Competizione, and I've done hire kart stuff. I've never actually driven or raced at all. My current go-kart, it's not track worthy at all, not even close. So at the end of the year, I'll be able to drive it for the first time. It's got way more horsepower than any racing car or racing kart I've ever used. The most powerful hire kart I ever drove, I think, was 11 horsepower. This has 32 horsepower, so it's it's basically 3 times the horsepower. So that'll be a bit of a shock, but I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm not nervous at all. I'm really, really excited. But yeah, and yeah, so I really just want to say that I just want to say my thanks to all of you individually. Like, I'm not saying like thank you to the 19 people, like I'm treating it like a number. Like, to every single individual one of you 19 people who subscribed, thank you so much. It gives me motivation, it gives me accountability, it gives me a reason to wake up in the morning, and I love that. I really do. So thank you all so much, and I just can't thank you enough. I really can't thank you enough. But yeah, so what I want to, I've just going back to what I've done in these 2 weeks since I uploaded my channel trailer video. I've got the axle back in. The brake disc was yet to be replaced. Had the old one, I had the new one, and I just put the bolts in with the Loctite on it, and I was waiting for the Loctite to dry. I was waiting for the Loctite to dry as I was recording that video. So I went outside, recorded that video, went to the gym, came back, and then the next day we put the brake disc on and put the axle on and everything. And then we discovered something which was a bit, basically, and I'll probably will, when I edit this, I'll show a video of it. Basically, when we spun the axle, the brake disc, which sort of the brake disc basically sits, it sits in the brake pads are like that sort of, or they're more, they're like this. This is the brake pads here. This is what they look like. They clamp like that to stop the brake disc from moving, to slow the car down. And it works like that. Cars, karts, trucks, everything, they all have brake pads which squeeze the brake disc to make it slow down. For those of you who don't know, of course. If you know, you know, but yeah, I just mention it anyway. But yeah, so the when we spun the axle, the brake disc would actually shift slightly. I'm not particularly sure why it does that, but what my best guess is although I paid extra close attention to make sure I did it properly, I mustn't have tightened the bolts correctly, or I put too much Loctite on one and not enough on another, and so it caused it, when it went on, it was slightly warped, like very slightly warped, and so it causes it to move when we're spinning the axle. So what I am going to be doing after as soon as again, it's a Wednesday, I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I'm recording this video. Sorry again that it's outside. I've got working on cleaning out one of the rooms in my house, so that way I can actually record in there, and I'm also looking at getting a microphone at some point, USB one, so I can just plug it into my phone. But yeah, what I'm going to be doing as soon as I record this video and after I go to the gym, get back, either tonight or tomorrow, Friday maybe. Really depends on how busy I am. Yeah, I've got school stuff's happening. It's year 12. But yeah, so as soon as I possibly can, as soon as I have time, I will go and so at this point I've already taken the axle back out and I've got the brake disc back out, but I need to take off the old bolts with the old Loctite on it, and I need to get all the old Loctite off, which from what I've read on forums can be a bit of a hassle, so I'm not really looking forward to that, but gotta do it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray it with some WD-40 and then wipe it down with a cloth. Hopefully that works. I'm not really sure, but I'll see how it goes. And yeah, so then I'm going to then put some fresh Loctite on it and put it back in, and I'm gonna make triply sure, because last time I double checked it, this time I'm gonna triple check it to make sure that it's actually all tightened up properly. But yeah, as soon as it's all tightened up, I'll put it all back in, I'll test it again, and I'll give you guys an update. I'll do a community post, or maybe I'll just break the 2-week streak that I said I was going to do and record videos early. You know, like the reason I said 2 weeks is because I felt that I wasn't going to have a lot to talk about, and with this time I didn't. But in the future, if I end up being ridiculously productive, I'll make videos more frequently, like less time between videos, you know, every week, every 3 days maybe. But yeah, so I will make sure to update you all on how that goes. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So for the first ever episode of my video series Rookie Racer Journey to Le Mans, I just want to give you guys an update, which is, yeah, the brake disc is being a bit weird. So I've taken it out, and I'm gonna put new Loctite on and put it back in and test it again, make sure it all works. If it doesn't, I genuinely don't know what to do. I might take it back to the mechanic and see if he can give me some words of advice, because I have no idea what to do with it otherwise. Could even be the brake disc itself. I bought a brand new brake disc. Who just says that's not? Who said that isn't warped? It definitely could be. It could be a bad brake disc, so which I'm gonna have to buy another one, and they're not cheap, and I'm broke as hell. So I'm not looking forward to that possibility, but gotta consider it as a possibility until I can prove it to not be a possibility, which sucks, but that's just the way it is. To get another brake disc because my brand new one that I bought is crap, then I gotta get a new one because the current one is crap. So yeah, that's all my updates so far. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching my previous video. Thank you very much to all my 19 subscribers individually. I thank all of you, and I hope I could possibly even meet you guys someday. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you 2 weeks, 1 week, whenever.